Rebirth is harder than it has ever been before. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the 4 most important things that you need to be doing if you want to drop consistent high kill games. And we're going to do that by breaking down and coaching you through a really good high kill solo trios win that I had the other day. It's not perfect by any means, but it's just a really good overall game that I had. Now, starting off here immediately, guys, the first thing, which is the toughest thing, is going to be changing your pace. At certain moments, you are going to have to play really, really fast. You're going to have to finesse really hard. You're going to have to focus on breaking lines of sight and really get out of situations. At other times, you're going to have to play really slow and really play your positioning and really wait for something to happen in order to put yourself in the best position possible. Now, let's go ahead and break this down right here. If you guys are new here, this is going to be a really in-depth breakdown. So I kind of want to explain what my thought process is here. Now, of course, when we talk about information, I see a shadow, right? So that's just a little something that we can pick up on information-wise. From here, though, I have no idea what's going to happen. I won my gunfight, W. We are able to get this guy down with the pistol. But in the process, I am very, very, very low health, right? So I'm in a really bad spot here. I don't have a gun. I don't have plates. And I don't know where this guy is going. He could go window. He could go cafeteria. He could go to these doors up top here, right under the kill count. He could go to showers. He could land on me, right? So kind of a lot of different options, none of which I'm in a good position to defend. So first thing that we're going to do here is thinking about breaking the line of sight. That's crucial on this map. And there's frankly a lot of ways when we're kind of like inside buildings to break lines of sight. Now from here, what is your thought process? And I'm going to test you at certain times throughout this. So at some moments, we're going to break down my thought process. At some moments, I'm going to ask you your thought process. This is easy, guys. I just need to find plates, right? That's really all I'm thinking about. And I'm kind of working this way until I see this enemy right here, okay? So I know that I can't keep going this way. That's a death trap. I'm going to put myself in a really bad spot. So I kind of have no choice but to go right here. Now, of course, when I'm going right, then I see this enemy. So this is where it's important to understand, and we'll talk about this throughout. Like, dying's inevitable, guys. You're going to die, especially with how fast the TTK is and how sweaty it is. I'm either going to die here or I'm going to be able to get away, right? All I'm thinking about is breaking the line of sight here, breaking the line of sight here, and then from there, I'll figure out what my next move is. So you can kind of see, like, I catch him right there. I jump. You can kind of see his bullets missing a little bit behind me. I'm going to slide down. Technically speaking, the line of sight is broken right here. And then as I get through here, now the line of sight is broken behind me, right? Because I have the wall to my left side. So I'm always thinking about breaking the line of sight. Then from here, we're just going to work our way up top. And by the way, this is something when we talk about your pacing, guys, use this melee to your advantage. It gives you unlimited tack sprint, allows you to move around a little bit quicker. So make sure you are using that to your advantage. Now, once we get in here, I'm just thinking about finding a gun. You know I'm in prison. We obviously see the information down below right here, guys, on minimap where we have 2 enemies fighting down below. So we got multiple enemies down below us in showers that we have to keep in mind. C9. Okay. Why did I reload right there? I accidentally bumped my reload paddle. A little bit unfortunate there because I think I'm actually in an okay spot here, but end up getting put in a really bad position. So once again, we go about finessing. Now, what do you do from here? Where do you run to? Boom, you have your answer. Okay. Well, here are options. We can go straight. We can go right. Now, right's a bad idea because that's a straight alley. You're pretty much dead there. We can go through here, okay? Or we can try to get up the stairs. Now, again, this is one of those where, like, the chance of surviving this is pretty low. So let's just do whatever we can here, right? Try to push up top, break that line of sight. Unfortunately, can't get there, guys. We're still going to piece together a really good overall game here. And actually, we're really going to piece together a good, solid first circle when it comes to kills, even though we died immediately. Early game doesn't matter too much, guys. Dying doesn't matter too much, as long as we regain, which we'll talk about. Now, what's your thought process from here? Okay? I need you to think, but you're flying in, right? What are we thinking about here? So usually I love to land here. There's generally speaking enough cash to get a loadout right there. Usually teams don't land there. Sometimes teams will, but unfortunately I see an enemy right here. Now at this moment, all I'm thinking about, and this happens to a lot of you guys, is just getting boots on the ground. Okay. This is a little bit of a bonus tip where we'll talk a lot about information throughout this game, but sometimes you just have to react to a situation. You just have to, you know, I get boots on the ground. If there happens to be a team under me, then we're going to go ahead and work that a little bit. If somebody happens to be flying on me like this, we're going to go ahead and kind of react to that situation and handle that. Obviously, we are using those minimap pings, guys. When we talk about success with how Rebirth lobbies are, these minimap pings are so beyond crucial, you have no idea. It's going to tell you what your next move is. Again, we're going to focus on that throughout. We're going to really highlight that in a little bit. We're just kind of working here. Big bag up top. We grab the bounty contract. Trying to find a gun because I know I don't like the Siren right here. Yep. Just checking over here, trying to see if anybody was there. Now, obviously, guys, I know I can't hit this buy station over here. This buy station's a little bit risky. This buy station also a little bit risky because I know that there's probably teams at Chem and there's probably teams at Bio. But when it comes down to it, guys, I really have no choice but to hit this buy station. It's really my only option. Prison 1 is definitely in a tough spot, especially because we already know that we had that enemy that was floating around kind of in this courtyard area here. So this is really the only buy station that I have available. It's a little bit of a tough buy station to hit, but you do at least have a little bit of cover, and if you throw it in the right spot, you're in a really good position. Ow. Okay, what's this guy doing? Okay. Now, this is very important. Weapon pings is arguably one of the biggest areas that you guys struggle. I guarantee you hands down. You know, when we look at this guy shoots me. This guy shoots me right here. We're going to back off. Now, I don't really know what he's doing right here. I don't know if he's right behind me. I don't know where he is until he shoots his gun. And you can see it right here. I'll hide my camera for a second. You can see that I am looking at minimap the moment that he shoots his gun. Watch my eyes here, right? Caught in a bad spot. Doing a little dodge in IRL. As soon as he shoots, I look at minimap. Because that's going to tell me, hey, he's right around the corner here. He's on my level. Now we can go ahead and challenge this. We're replated. We can center our crosshairs. Get that easy kill right there. And this is, again, where the information is going to be from the minimap. Watch the minimap. See, now I know that there's a second enemy pushing right here on my level. Let's be careful right here. I know he's around the corner. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go challenge. Dead. Perfect, right? Last guy is not pushing up top here. We see that he's just chilling top bio. We know we're in a pretty good position potentially to go ahead and get that loadout down. Also, as I said, we're already at 4 kills. Guys, when it comes to a 20 kill game, 4-4, 6-6, okay? So this is first circle, this is second circle, this is third circle, and this is endgame, okay? Endgame obviously being like 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th if you get there. But 4, 4, 6, 6. So I've already accomplished this right here. Now, the question is, how close can we get to 8, right? 4 and 4. So how close can we get to this spot to kind of create that buffer just in case things don't work out exactly how we want them to, right? We're going to throw Loadout down. Guy straight ahead, so we got to be really, really careful here. I mean, I've got the AMAX, so I'm kind of in a good spot to be able to challenge right here. Down. Obviously, we're going to prioritize Loadout right there. What are we doing from here? And why? We get quick fix. That's a pretty big advantage with those lootable perks. I'm looking for UAV money. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for UAV money, trying to see if I can get some information, get some concrete information. And this is where, guys, this is a slow down to speed up situation, right? I know what you're thinking, Joe. Why don't you just go push this guy, right? Why don't you go worry about that thirst? First of all, he has self-revive, right? We know he has self-revive most likely up there. His teammates are flying back in. Hey, let's just go ahead. Let's be smart here. Let's focus on the more concrete information we can get, the better off we're going to be. Loadout. Concrete information, string together kills based on minimap pings after a kill. That is the recipe for success in any Resurgence lobby that you play in. Now we call the mortar in here. Okay, mortar gets called in. Oh, well, actually, his mortar gets called in. Mine doesn't. And now we do start to work up top here. Okay, I probably could have gone UAV there, but we're going to go ahead and work up top this time. Still can't call it in, which actually ends up helping me. Make sure you're anticipating around corners. Positioning. Okay? So this is a really important well, let's play it and then I'll explain. Now, talk about changing our pace, okay? So there's two really important things to understand in this situation, okay? Number one, if you push out here and you guess where these guys are, again, this corner, could be this corner, could be here, could be here. You have no idea where this guy is, right? You don't know if it's 1, you don't know if it's 3, which we'll talk about in a second. If you go out here and guess, that's when you get absolutely fried by the TTK. Generally speaking, whoever gets that first shot off is going to win the gunfight because of how fast the TTK is. So we can't guess. That's again where UAV comes into play because we're not guessing, right? We know exactly where that enemy is and we can anticipate. The second part is how many enemies are there, right? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? What am I pushing into? Again, I have absolutely no idea, right? If I had a UAV up, I would know exactly how many it is. If we're unsure of how many it is, guys, if we're unsure, you have to play positioning, okay? That's really, really important to understand, okay? So that's why I kind of push out here and then all of a sudden act on information, which is what we did. As I mentioned earlier, react to the situation. So number 1, I start shooting at number 2. Number 2 drops down, so I start shooting at number 3. Again, this is solo trios, not solo quads. I definitely want to be able to get a thirst here. So what do? I use my mortar. And that mortar should clean up 2 for me. At which point, guys, when you look at it, right, we talked about 4-4-6-6. We died early. We lost that pistol. We died to the guy in prison. But we're at 6 kills here in the first. We've got a ton of momentum. We have loadout. We have enough for UAV. I do want to make sure that I am looting these guys. Also, perks-wise, I'm not running the right resurgence perks. I basically got challenged to drop a 20-kill game on Rebirth, so I just went in with my BR perks by accident. I would say you probably want to be running... Scavenger's actually not a bad option. I'd probably, in perk 2 slot, be running Quick Fix so that you can plate up and shoot your gun. You can also regen your base health quicker. I know Quick Fix is on the ground. I don't care. I'd rather basically double up on Quick Fix, which it doesn't double up. It just drops the lootable perk. But I'd rather make sure that I 100% have Quick Fix on Resurgence, on Rebirth, than hope that I find it on the ground. And then in our perk 3 slot, you should definitely be running Tempered. It's going to save you on plates, and it's going to allow you to put 2 plates in as opposed to 3. That allows you to play a little bit faster. But look at our cash, by the way. I mean, we're at $13,000 here. So we're in a really good position to figure out what our next move is with the UAV. Still 10 teams up, so we're in a good spot. UAV. And I buy another one. Don't let that bug get you. It gets me like once a day, once a live stream, and it's just brutal. If you buy the second one too quick or before popping it completely, it ends up just dropping it. It's really annoying. Now from here, guys, I think one of the most important things is don't open big minimap. Just go, right? You can clearly see what information is around me. I've got people to my left. I've got people to my right side here. And what I am always looking for is a solo player, guys. This is where, again, the UAV helps so much. Now, this is twofold because number 1, I hear this enemy flying in above me. You'll hear him in a second here. Right? Enemy soldier incoming. We hear the parachute. UAV 100% confirms that he's up top here. So I'm always going to look for that 1v1 fight. The reason so many of you get shot by 3 players or, you know, you're getting caught off guard by 3 players is because you don't have this information dynamic up and you're just kind of wandering with nothing and you end up being a little bit over aggressive. That's really what it comes down to most times. And you know, that's where a lot of you guys are getting caught. Now, from here, I don't want to push Island. Island's a weird push, so we end up pushing kind of back into prison. You could push Island if you wanted to. That guy's broken. Impact nades, frag grenades, semtex, thermites, all good. One guy down below me. What do we do in this situation? What's your move here? How do we change pace? Are we playing aggressive here or are we slowing down? I decided to play patient here. You could probably go dance and tango with this guy a little bit. You know, maybe you play around this way, maybe you play around this way. It's a little bit of a tough push, but ultimately I just decide to kind of play a little bit of positioning, hold the angle. He ends up having no plates, but even if he does have plates, I definitely win that gunfight. Always working my way towards our next fight. What do you see right here? Well, what I see is the guy that flips to end up being on my level. So if you see right here, watch minimap. Watch this guy right here. See how he's above me? But it's not always about where they are at the moment. It's about where they're moving to, right? So you see how, boom, now he flips. Now he's on my level. I know that I'm in a little bit better position to maybe challenge this guy till this guy flies in. Here, guy above me. So I know I'm in a really bad spot. We take zip. We playing movement or playing positioning? I'm just trying to clear here. But notice I'm kind of checking before I push, right? I'm not just full sending and guessing completely. I'm kind of checking it and then working my way up or working my way down. Eyes to the minimap, right? We hear the shooting. So guy straight ahead. As I go to reload and I hear the shooting, I can clearly see that it's two teams right there. And now I kind of know what I'm working with. I'm thinking about third party. Guy peeks to my left side. And look, guys, when it comes down to it, you got to execute. I mean, execution's one of the biggest things when it comes to just winning your gunfights. If you're not winning your 1v1s, you got to work on your aim and movement. But from here, what do we act on next, right? This is where we string together kills. Yes, I'm thinking about looting this guy. I'm thinking 100% about plating up. But where do my eyes go? Okay, my eyes go to minimap, and what I notice is this guy right here, right? Again, I see the solo player because his teammate is down here regaining. So I know that I'm in a good spot to work that direction. Now, he obviously knows that I'm here, right? He knows that I'm floating around this way, but I also know he's over there. Gotta execute, right? Gotta take those kills and have to react to the situation. You know, that's a little bit of a tough spot to be in, but we just kind of slide down, right? I gotta make a move. I gotta do something here. I happen to slide left. That puts me in a spot where I can break the line of sight. Now we're gonna go ahead and work down low, immediately start plating. One guy to the left side. Sure enough, there's the third party. This haunts me. This one haunts me. I'm going to be honest with you. This one definitely hurts a little bit. I just lost the gunfight, right? It is what it is. We're going to lose gunfights from time to time. You know, my mistake there was rushing the frag throw, okay? If I had thrown these frags better, because look, this guy obviously is pushing up the stairs. So if I was able to kind of get a little bit better angle here and kind of bounce it in a spot where it would be up top, I don't think those actually made, I think those rolled back down the stairs, to be honest with you. I don't think they actually made it up top, and if they did, they weren't in a good enough position. So, you know, and then I just get caught here. I should have just held the angle a little bit. You know, I do get first shot off, but he just hits really good shots. He's in a better position to hit high damage areas. You can see, oh no, we ended up just skipping past him. So let's go ahead and regain. Now, when we talk about regain, guys, one of the most important things to understand, what's your thought process right here? Look, I think a lot of you guys just full send loadout and understand that for when I'm playing solo trios, solo quads, like if I die here, my game is completely over. If you die here playing quads or trios with teammates, you have to sit out for another 30 seconds, which is going to kill your pacing, right? It's going to kill your time. So we've got to really be smart with this regain process. I wanted to kind of hit this second story window, but instead we're just going to drop down low here. Of course, I've got to be worried about where other teams are. There could be teams down here. Look at my cash flow, by the way, right? $8,800. I mean, we've got plenty of cash here. We get a UAV out of a crate, which is, you know, a little bit lucky, but we're going to absolutely take that. I mean, we've got so much momentum here. And this is where, because we're picking up kills and because we are stringing together kills and we're looting with Scavenger, which I do think is actually kind of a great option for Resurgence, we're in a position where we can regain and get momentum back much easier. worst possible case you can be in is no loadout. You are fighting with floor loot. You have no information. That's where you guys end up in the blender. As long as we can get loadout and try to get that consistency and get that momentum back, we can still string together a high kill game. By the way, let's check in real quick, right, on our 4-4-6-6. Okay, so right now we're at 11 here. So we completed this. Technically speaking, when you think about it, 4-4-6-6, we need to be at, here, let me go down below here. We need to be at 14 right here. And that is exactly what we're working towards, right? We need to be +3 here in this second circle, or in this third circle, to put ourselves in a really good spot for endgame, to pick up those last 6 kills. Self. I got UE in pocket. I know that these guys are down below. How are you approaching this? What are you thinking here? This got to be positioning, right? Multiple enemies. I know it's multiple enemies because of the information, right? But you cannot rush this. 1. Frag. I told you guys it wasn't perfect. We're still going to drop a high kill game here. But it's not perfect. And I wanted to show this to you guys. Now, few mistakes that I made. Okay, number 1, I should have just thirsted this guy. I should have just taken him out immediately and just not even worried about the frag grenade. I don't know how the frag doesn't get the kill. You know, yeah, you're probably better off with impact nades on Resurgence. I've been running frags because of Verdansk, but you're probably better off with either throwing knives or impact nades for Resurgence. Then from here, the one mistake that I made was actually way simpler than you realize. When I stop shooting this guy and start shooting this guy, I thought this guy was downed. I thought timing-wise and feel factor-wise that I had that guy down, which is why I switched. I actually flicked really well, and I think I'm in a great position to win this gunfight. Unfortunately not. So what do we do from here, right? Now, this is a pretty tough position to be in, okay? So we don't have loadout. I don't have enough cash for loadout, right? We don't have enough here for loadout. This is the one that you can keep in your back pocket, which is, especially if you are playing as a squad, landing where you died previously, right? So at some point, most players have loadout guns. So what you're actually going to see here is I'm going to land kind of back on my stuff over here. Now, first thing that I'm thinking about is just grabbing a gun, okay? Because at least then I can fight a little bit, right? So we grab the lodger right there. Then I start to work my way over to where my guns were previously, okay? So what do we see here? Well, those aren't my guns, but hey, let's still grab those just in case these guys are at the top of the stairs here, okay? So we're going to grab the SOG. We're going to keep working our way over. Nothing up top here. You know, we're going to go ahead and grab my C9. Clearly, my AMAX is not here anymore, so all I need is a primary, right? Let's go ahead and grab primary. You can actually kind of see here that this guy has a good perk package, right? This is Survivor, Tracker, and Tempered. Still would like Quick Fix, but at the end of the day, that's a great perk package. I should have taken the 2 seconds to grab mine. But notice we're at 12 kills here. We're still -2. Right? We're -2 with where we want to be in terms of that 4-4-6-6. I promise if you guys follow 4-4-6-6, you'll be amazed at how easy it is to drop a 20-kill game. What do we got here? People shooting over this direction. One guy flying down. I'm just thinking about the third party right here. That's it. The Kilo. Kilo's a good low recoil option. It's not the best TTK-wise. Only thing that we really have to think about here is, you know, obviously I've got to worry about teams in Grandma. I can see all of this straight ahead of me. The other thing that I have to worry about is back behind me on minimap, on prison, right? So, you know, I'm worried because I'm shooting an unsuppressed weapon. There's a lot of ways to get on top of prison. So I've just got to be really, really careful. A lot of the meta options when it comes to both your SMG and your AR are going to be unsuppressed builds. So we really need to be aware of that third-party dynamic and being careful with that information. Yep, one to my left. One guy still up top here. Left goes down below. Now, there's 2 things here, guys. Number 1, this is aggressive. Okay, and it's aggressive because respawn's disabled. I could 100% have just stayed on rooftop and be like, hey, I know these guys rotated down. They both jumped. I've got to be aware of them pushing rooftop for endgame because they're probably going to want the high ground as well. But at the end of the day, I decide to push here. Now, number two is, guys, when it comes to the sweaty player dynamic and killing good players, number one, they play very predictable. Pretty easy to see this re-challenge happening just because I can tell he's a good player. Like, he's going to want to ego challenge this. Number two, just hip fire, right? I get that guy down based off the hip fire. This is a really hard habit to instill. It's crucial to winning gunfights on Rebirth Island. It's crucial. You got to be able to hip fire before you ADS and really give yourself that advantage. It's going to allow you to get a lot of bullets off, do a lot of damage before you even get aimed in. And it's actually incredibly accurate even if you don't have a hip fire build. Now, my thought process right here is what? Where's that other enemy? Right? There were two on the rooftop. I don't know where his teammate is. We obviously didn't get minimap pings. Minimap pings end once respawn disables. So where did that guy go? I have no idea. I have no idea. So I just got to be head on a swivel. Notice, guys, right here, 13 kills. We're -1. Okay, so even dying, what, three times? Maybe 4 times? I think 3 times. We're still 7 short here, only 7 short here of that 20 kill game with 8 teams alive and plenty of buy stations in zone. Shooting down below. This is once again a little aggressive here, but we're going to go ahead and take that fight, especially because I was pushing for that 20 kill game. He's got a kilo, so we're going to take his. I don't know why, but ultimately decided to take his kilo. I heard somebody flying in. Enemy flying in above. So I'm assuming that he's rooftop here. I'm assuming that he's rooftop. Plus, I want to be rooftop anyway. This is important. Guys, trigger discipline. I think a lot of you guys probably in this moment pull the trigger. And like, I'm never going to get this down, and I don't want to give away my location to not only this team, but any other team until I have to. So I'm just thinking about putting myself in a position because they have to get to me, right? They have to rotate in here. I'm in a great spot to be able to just hold these guys out of circle. There's the down. There's the thirst. There's the second enemy. Where's that second enemy going to? He's going to buy station. Look where he has to get to, right? I'm once again still in a great position to hold this guy out of circle. I've just got to be really careful of my left side being water tower and somebody rotating top prison, whether it's from zip or anywhere else like that. But I know I'm in a great position here to basically be able to get this kill and put myself at 16. Dead. I mean, Kilo feels great, especially for Resurgence. Very easy gun to use. Look at this. Buyback right here. Right? So I see the buyback. I know that I can work this direction here. Try to figure out where these guys are. Right? Just acting on pieces of information. This is where, guys, when we are endgame, we get that high ground. We want to be thinking about where teams are, you know, where they potentially are. We obviously want to be acting on information still, putting ourselves in a good position to pick up those kills late game. Dead right there. Obviously, we use the PA there to get that full kill. That full kill is actually going to get both of those. So now we're at 18 here. 4 other teams, 9 other enemies, still buy stations in zone. And at this point, guys, what I'm thinking about is, do I go buy station here? That's not the buy station. Do I go buy station here? You know, I could grab this cash, maybe get a self. I might be able to get a UAV as well. Try to figure out where everybody is. If I popped a UAV here, I would know exactly where the 4 other teams are, which affects all of my decisions the rest of the game, right? If I know where everybody is and I can predict where teams are going to rotate from to get into the next circle, it makes the game a whole lot easier. Ultimately, I say, hey, I can't give up high ground here. Not right now. Not when I'm in this good of a position. Checking to see if anybody's cam. Probably a good prediction that there's going to be people cam. This guy's pushing out here. It's a little bit of trigger discipline. You know, guys, I need to take that shot just because he's out in the open there. That's kill number 19. And at this point, guys, all I'm thinking about is I need the last kill. That's it. All I need is the last one. All I need is to win this game, and I drop 20. They're fighting down there. What I'm thinking about in this moment is, look at circle, okay? So circle plays like right here. No, that it's not even there. Circle plays like right here on this hillside, right? Just behind the shack. So the question is, do I push down here and basically just hold these guys out of circle? Or do I stay up top here and put myself in a good position where I have the high ground, right? This is where when we think about positioning, it's more important to understand how you can hold people out of circle. You will get more kills if you just focus on holding enemies out of circle from a position with cover, okay? Because those guys have no choice but to rotate to you. You're going to see it right here. That not only is this just a super, I'm in a 1v2 situation, right? This guy's in zone. He's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to get cash or what, but at the end of the day, like, he has no room to finesse. He can't go backwards, right? I mean, he's not going to be able to, with the TTK, he's never going to be able to get around the building, but he also can't play behind the shack because gas is already to here. So it leads to a really easy overall 20 kill win, guys. 4 most important things: changing pace, regaining really well and getting momentum back, acting on information, specifically stringing together kills and acting on weapon pings, and finally putting yourself in a really good position for endgame. I hope you found today's video helpful, guys. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.